Welcome, Minister. It's so long since I've seen you. There's lots of positives to focus on in this bill, and there's areas to build on too. So the positives: it extends parents' leave by from 2 weeks paid leave to 5 weeks paid leave. It's extended to include the first 2 years of the child's life to capture the parents who had children during COVID lockdown and restrictions, and we certainly owe them recognition for what they went through. It fixes a gap in the legislation for same-sex marriages, and adoptive leave is giving choice around who takes it. So parents' leave is the kind of support and legislation that we need more of, because it begins to acknowledge some of the barriers women face when they become mothers. And I say that against the backdrop of COVID-19 and the stubborn social norms it has highlighted. That women still take on the bulk of unpaid work and care, and the knock-on effect that that has on their economic participation and equal opportunities. So 94% of those looking after home or family in 2019 were women. CSO figures tell us that just over 9% of women, compared to only 0.4% of men, took unpaid leave during the pandemic. 45% of women provide care for children and adults and older adults, compared to just 29% of men. Across the EU during the pandemic, almost a third of women with young children found it hard to concentrate on their work, compared to just over a sixth of men with the same household situation. They're more likely to feel tense, lonely and depressed than men with children in the same age range, and they're more vulnerable to unemployment, redundancies, or for the last year to have impacted on their career progression. So Ireland has serious issues when it comes to sharing the care, and we need a variety of initiatives to change that. No one single policy will do it, but a willingness to prioritise families, parents, maternity, paternity, parent leave, work flexibility and accessible and affordable childcare across the board, and things like local planning and transport. All matter. And I advocate for flexible workplaces because they move away from a one-size-fits-all model of work that juggling parents can't always mould their lives around. And I believe that flexibility should be a right and not a perk that comes with boundaries and respects the work-life balance. But if we're going to level the playing field in work, we have to level the playing field at home too. So I commend the purpose of the legislation to facilitate parents who are employees to balance paid employment and their responsibilities to their children in a fair and equitable way, to promote the participation of mothers in the workforce, and to enable relevant parents to share the responsibility of providing or assisting in the provision of care on an equal basis. I did hope, as you know, that there would be the opportunity here to do more directly for lone parents and to provide them with the additional leave of 2 parents when they are doing the job of both. I understand that the leave is for parents in their own right, regardless of whether they are in a relationship, and that it is for the individual parent, not an allocation per family. But can we treat all parents the same when their circumstances are not? Lone parents are 5 times more likely to experience deprivation than 2-parent families, a rate that is the second highest in Europe. 85% of lone parents are women, and the lone parents not only face more hardship and poverty, but they're less likely to remain in the workforce. So I've spoken to you about this quite a few times, and thank you for your time and your consideration. And I know that the Department's view is that legislation can't be amended to give additional leave directly to lone parents. I mean, I would feel disappointed that it can't, but I do recognise the flexibility that is there in relation to up to 4 parents can avail. Now, in some European countries, leave in the context of lone parents can be taken by a family member, like a grandparent, like my colleague Senator Mary Carney has talked about too. What other flexibility could be there to open that up so that it can provide more support to lone parents, like other European countries are doing. I too felt that the reports yesterday about the impact of home working and creches were a bit alarmist. Remote isn't a substitution for childcare, and if anything has shown that, it's the experiences of women over the last year in trying to juggle everything. And I would say, Senator Mullen asked, what is the end goal that you're trying to achieve? And I would say that the end goal is choice for parents in how they raise their children and lead their lives. Choices backed up by equal opportunities, respect for diversity, and rearing children in a loving environment where everyone gets to reach their full potential. Thank you.
Thank you.